person. Virtually because of Miss Jessica Hathaway, Serena Makel, who Mr. Director says graduated and she came back to help. Thank you. Cammie Collins and Gabby Paycheck. Thank you for coming and providing that service to everybody that can't make it. We had an executive session this evening from 6:07 to 6:58 for contractual, legal, and personnel issues. And I'd like to start tonight. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, just a reminder, you're speaking to the mic.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Commons.
Here.
Mr. Gannon.
Here.
Dr. Cross.
Here.
Mr. Martin.
Here.
Mr. May.
Here.
Mr. Pratt.
Here.
Mrs. Wojtek. Here. Mrs. Wade. Here.
I'll be on speaker, Mr. Farrick. We just started the meeting. We did run late.
Mr. Farrick, are you present?
Okay. We have you marked as present.
All members are present.
So, now observe a moment of silent meditation, please. Thank you. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting held June 15, 2023.
So moved.
May?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Any unfinished business? I need a motion to approve the agenda as presented. Gansey. Second by Mr. Pratt. Any discussion on this motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Remarks and visitors. We have one on the agenda, Mr. Woodring. You can come up now, please.
Do you want to do
Oh, we'll do her first.
Yeah, let's.
Excuse me, we're going to do something else first. I'm sorry. We have a representative from the PSBA Awards, Lena Hanna, and she will be doing the presentation.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me okay? First off, thank you so much for allowing me this opportunity to be here and present in front of you this evening. My name is Lena Hanna, and I'm here tonight on behalf of the Pennsylvania School Boards Association to honor a few of school board directors for the years of dedication to the Carmichael's Area School District. School board service has long been a crucial part of our nation's legacy and its commitment to public education. As the first school boards association in the United States, PSBA has a rich history, more than 125 years of service. Consummate school directors are described as ethical, principled individuals with a deep desire to serve. They believe in the value of public schools and local control of public education for the benefit of all students. Today's school districts are expected to offer more services along with world-class instruction with limited resources. These expectations provide a tremendous challenge for school directors, unpaid volunteers that dedicate their time to the schools and communities they serve. For almost 40 years, PSBA has been acknowledging the contribution. The honor roll is the association's way of thanking those individuals who exemplify leadership by giving unselfishly of their time and talents for the betterment of the public schools serving students across the Commonwealth. I am pleased to recognize the following for being a part of this very rich legacy. Kenneth Gansey for 24 years. And while he is online or on the phone and can't hear, we would have one for Mr. Ronald Farrick as well for 24 years.
Mr. Farrick, there's an award for you as well for your years of service.
Mr. Lewis May
Thank you.
for 8 years. Congratulations. Yes, absolutely. And Ms. Forte. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I've had the opportunity to work with Lena for a number of years now, and she's just been the ultimate professional and has really advocated for our districts, especially our smaller districts here in the area. So, Lena, I can't thank you enough for the work that you do
Totally my pleasure.
for us. So I just want to know the work that you do, and it's greatly appreciated.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and it's really a pleasure to be in front of you and really celebrate you all for all of your efforts. So congratulations to those of you who are receiving awards tonight, but to all of you for the hard work that you do for your communities. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Mr. Woodring.
Thank you.
Please, for the record, state your name and address. And since you're on the agenda, you can talk more than the allotted time, if you will, reasonable amount of time.
Yes, sir.
And, please try to keep it civil and avoid using any personal names, please. And you start with your address.
My name is Parker Woodring. I'm a 2015 graduate of Carmine, Missouri. My address is 423 Route 88, Carmine, Pennsylvania. I appreciate the opportunity to speak tonight to tonight's school board meeting. I stated in the email of my request to be on tonight's agenda, I want to discuss our school's bidding procedure and process. Before I continue, I would like to pass out a handout to the board members and the superintendent of some information that will be more relevant in the middle of this argument. For those of you guys that don't know, my father and I run a blacktop and seal coating business in the surrounding community. As a small business owner and someone who's familiar with the district, I inquired about the school seal coating project sometime in the later part of May. I was told by an employee of this school district that the school is not accepting bids at that time, and they would be in the not so distant future. I was also told by that employee, out of his courtesy, he would contact me because I contacted him and asked for the documentation for bids were available for pickup. Which proper procedure and regular procedure for school bids is typically bid scope documentation available for pickup. So you're allowed to bid apples to apples for the projects. Because in the industry that we're in, it's very easy to bid apples to oranges. You got to have the proper scope of documentation so everybody knows exactly what they're bidding on. And during the ensuing weeks, I received no phone calls or electronic messages. On Friday, June 23rd, during a casual conversation, I was told that the bidding on the school project was closed and there's only one bidder. I was so angry and confused. I immediately went to the school and met with an administrator. I told him I was disappointed that I didn't receive the messages that I was promised. The school administrator told me he wasn't in the loop with this particular bidding process. He told me that he would meet with the district employees responsible for this process Monday morning to check and see if everything had been done the proper way. 2 days later, on Sunday, June 25th, I drove by the school and I noticed that the seal coating project had started that weekend. I don't know if it was Saturday or Sunday, but I noticed it had been started. And the meeting Monday had not happened yet, so I don't know if it was even planned to sort any of this out that I was angered about. I immediately contacted a previously mentioned school employee and asked what happened to the meeting that was supposedly scheduled for Monday morning. He told me he was contacted by a member of the board and the bid was awarded to the loan contractor that had submitted the bid and that he was sorry, and that is the documentation you guys have in front of you. As a competing business owner, I was disappointed that I didn't get the job, but that's not the reason for my presence this evening. I'm here as a taxpaying citizen to ask the board ask why this board had total disregard for the policies and procedures in place for this bidding process. District Policy 610, which can be found on the school's website, states that when seeking bids at in quotes, "The board shall advertise once a week for 3 weeks in not less than 2 newspapers of general circulation. The bid for seal coating this parking lot was placed in the paper 1 week on Sunday, June 18th and Tuesday, June 20th, and a mandatory meeting ensued that Wednesday, June 21st. So from the first posting, there was 3 days in between that and a mandatory meeting. The bids were due Friday, which is irrelevant at this point, because if you're not there Wednesday, you can't even submit a bid Friday. And I have 3 simple questions for the board after stating this information. Can anyone in this room possibly say the bid was advertised properly and you feel as if you had the proper amount of time to advertise to get competitive bids in that amount of time? Before going on to questions 2 and 3, I'd like to revisit the policy 610, which also states, after due public notice, advertising for competitive bids, the board shall be authorized to contract for construction, reconstruction, repairs, or work. Question number 2. I'd like to see the minutes of the board meeting where the vote to award this bid for this project took place, including who made and seconded the motion, the vote tally on the motion, and my guess is I don't think these minutes exist regarding the votes to award the bid because it was not, from my information that I have, it was awarded by a sole individual. And number 3, I know you guys do not have to answer questions, but this is one I would say is the most important. Why did the project not get finished? If proper procedure was followed, then why did the project stop approximately 50 to 60% of the way through after starting this project? In closing, I thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I know it is practice of the board to never converse with or answer the questions of any speaker. Based on the fact, I will leave you with this thought. I feel the actions of the board, or in this case, one of its members, has taken away my and other opportunities to bid on a contract that was awarded in excess of $25,000. Additionally, even if the rest of the project is reopened for bids, it is basically impossible to offer a competitive price on this project because the cost of mobilization, cost using material in a bulk rate, such as a big property that the school is the square footage the school has, and scheduling around other time-sensitive properties that are this size, they always have time constraints of when you can be there. School policy has been ignored, and a contract in excess of the mandatory bid threshold has been awarded without a board vote. I also feel that I've been personally discriminated against based on the comments made about me by a board member in connection with this issue. This, if necessary, will be discussed at a future time. I would ask that the superintendent please call me tomorrow and let me know how the district plans to proceed with this matter. I will then pursue my legal options accordingly. I thank you guys for your time regarding this matter.
Thank you, Mr. Woodring.
Thank you.
Any other visitors' remarks? Moving on, superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. One of the goals of our district has always been to give back to the Carmichael's community. So I want to take a moment to personally thank our student volunteers who helped with the King Cole baseball tournament and 10 Mile Park cleanup. Students helped with the concession stands, they helped with ball field preparation, site cleanup, general repairs, painting and staining. Even members of the community, we had an issue with rain and water, and not only were the students out there raking and spreading sawdust and trying to get the fields ready, but we also have members of our community just jump in to help with that too as well. So I do want to give credit to our students that have volunteered. It is great to see that our school can have an impact on the community and give back. So I do thank them. Also, the Pennsylvania High School Softball Coaches Association Committee recently announced its all-state team for 2023. This team was selected from well over 550 nominations by high school coaches and media members statewide. So I'm going to offer congratulations to our first team. Again, first team all-state softball selection is pitcher Bailey Barniak, shortstop Karis McConnell, outfielder Sophia Zahler, and designated player Allie Jacobs. Great accomplishment to have 4 girls on that team. Also want to offer a special thank you to the staff members that worked our Lightning Learning summer program for this year. We have Stephanie Mitchell, who was our program director in offering experiences, Courtney Mosier with STEM, Jeff Donaldson with our outside activities, Aaron Stickles, transportation coordinator, and Becky Mitchell, Paige Armstrong, Lindsay White, Chelsea Ritz, Reed Long, Brandy Higginbotham, Renee Grandis, Chelsea Schultz, Wendy McCune, and Whitney Arbogast were part of the program staff. With that, our middle school, high school offers some great opportunities too through Cassie Menard, Lisa Robinson, Liz Popolarczyk, Nicole Moorcraft, Craig Miller, and Dave Bates. I can't tell you the experiences that they gave these kids this summer. From aviation to crime scene investigating to decorating cakes to developing miniature golf courses. Our kids got incredible experiences that I would put against any school. and our teachers to plan this and to do this for our children, I think was amazing. So I want to give the credit where credit is due. Like I said, the program is, their hard work and dedication, it can't be missed. So again, thank all those people. And if there's anyone I missed, I do apologize. For anyone who was there, but there were a ton of people that went into this to make this happen, and I'm greatly appreciative of that. I also want to thank Kurt Walker and his staff, this cafeteria staff. They provided summer meals not only for this program, but for our community, for our park, our kids that go out to the park too. They provided meals for that, so I want to thank him. And last but not least, I do want to make an announcement just so everyone can hear. The United Way is doing a Stuff the Bus campaign. That's going to happen Wednesday, August 9th at 11 o'clock at the Lions Club Park. It's a great way for students who need this to get backpacks, school supplies, haircuts, dental exams, eye exams, shoes, clothing, local resource information, and they'll also serve lunch and ice cream. So if any of our kids need those supplies, it's a great place to go get some things to start school. And it's a great opportunity provided by the United Way as well. That concludes my report.
Any comments or questions? I'll make the principal, Mr. Barrett.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Martin. Just to feedback on what Mr. Moorcroft said, we did finish up our summer program down at the elementary. Phenomenal experience. Once again, to mirror those sentiments, thank you so much for the teachers who were involved in that. I believe our kids got top-notch experiences, culminating in a trip to the zoo, which everybody had a blast, and so I want to thank everybody for that as well. We're also finishing up our ESY, finishing up tomorrow. So basically, we are going to start this turn over and look at the beginning of the school year and what leads out with that. With that being said, I know you all received the master schedule. One thing I did want to make note of is as we push towards that MTSS multi-tiered system supports, you will look in that schedule and you will see from 8 to 8:30 instead of that PLC rotational time, it's now an MTSS time. Basically, still meeting together as teams, but really looking, delving, and analyzing data, figuring groups, talking about best practice, and moving forward with both reading and mathematics in those ways. So with that being said, that concludes my report.
Yes, thank you for putting that in for them to work. We've asked for that before, that there will be some time for them to get together. That worked out.
Yeah. Moving on. Middle school principal, Mr. Cole.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Again, just to reiterate what Mr. Moorcroft and Mr. Berry said, the summer program here is second to none. Especially in the middle school, that we had some different stuff go on this summer, and it was phenomenal. With special thanks to Williamsburg College, Adam Jack, Officer Miller, and Officer Bates.
They put on a really unique criminal justice week for the students here, and I know as well. So thank you guys for that.
Going forward, some important dates in regards to middle school. Our 6th grade orientation is going to be Tuesday, August 15th from 5:30 to 7:30 in the evening. Parents can come in through the auditorium door, and that's where we'll kind of get started. Children will have a chance to meet the teachers and go over some things that the 6th graders need throughout the school year. Also, we had sent out a Facebook announcement for any student that would like to add chorus. We are going to be able to offer that, a middle school chorus this year. Right now, I'm in the midst of putting the schedule together, so if there is any student out there, any parent, just have them call the office or email me, and I can adjust their schedule accordingly to make sure they go to chorus. We're going to run that for one semester. I talked to Ms. Walker last week, so we're really excited to be able to offer that. And going along with that, Mr. Vecchi gave me the schedule. I'm assuming you guys all approved that today. We don't just shoot it from the hip with that in middle school. We try to use the teachers that she gave me, and we try to tailor their passions and what their expertise are. So down at the bottom, some new classes that we're going to try to offer to the middle school during the rotational periods this year. Our zoology, anatomy, leadership, the chorus class, and some communication opportunities for our middle school students, just to kind of broaden their horizons. And again, these are teachers that are qualified in these areas to teach these. We're not just throwing them in the classroom and say, do the thing. These are things that they're able to do with that. With that being said, in August, I'm going to go over more in depth about our TSI reporting that we needed to do in the middle school. We are on TSI support, so I will have a packet for you in August that states our plan is on the website. It's been on the website for 30 days. Moving forward, how we're going to correct those things in the past, to attendance and some achievement stuff. I'll be able to give you a more in-depth report for that in August. If you have any questions going forward with that, you can ask me. And with that being said, that concludes my report.
Thank you. Questions or comments? Senior Rep. Mr. Rep.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. I would also like to recognize the high school teachers who took the time to run classes for summer credit recovery. Ms. Fitzsimmons, Ms. Hathaway, Mr. Lane, and Mrs. Mahalik have offered classes within their respected content areas, and those classes conclude tomorrow. So they're helping our kids catch up on credits that they have missed during the school year. I'd also like to remind everyone of our open house scheduled for August 23rd. That's whenever we open our building for everyone to come in. And we will also have our 9th grade orientation during that time. I'm going to work around the parade time, so I don't have a specific time yet. I've got to get some stuff lined up. But beyond that, we've been working really hard, prepping for next school year, and you two have my line schedule, so certainly if there's any questions on that, I'd be more than happy to answer that. That concludes my report.
Thank you. I do have a question
Yes.
for you. I had some complaints from the fire about the orientation. Is that, you said that's the same day as the parade or something? Or there was some there seemed like there was some conflict. He said they talked to you last year and you said you guaranteed there wouldn't be any
I know
conflict.
Mr. Morecraft's been working with them.
Yeah, I work specifically with Caitlin Fox, who's the president of that committee. Last year, we had our open house event on Thursday, which interfered with the parade and that kind of stuff. So I did talk to Caitlin. The compromise was to do it on Wednesday. We really couldn't do it another day. It interferes with the
pet
parade that they have. But our open house starts later than the pet parade is. So I have communicated with them.
I just think maybe there might be a little more communication. It seemed like, you know, that, I know that's a busy week. That was always healthy for me when I was there.
But I specifically met with Caitlin months ago. I mean, when we talked about this last year, we had that interference. So we got together probably January. We started talking about this because I specifically went to her and said, "What's the best date we can do for open house that'll
As long as you work it out.
not interfere as much? I mean, not interfere completely, but to limit the interference that we had." So we did start talking early on to figure this out.
And I know last year with our band, they were back in the building, like the kids and parents that were at the parade, they were back in the building within like that first half hour.
As long as it's worked out. Hey, one other question. Ms. Bolden mentioned middle school chorus. Do we have a senior high chorus?
So we don't have a senior high chorus class, simply because the interest isn't there. We only had 3 students request that. But Mrs. Walker is looking to put together an after-school activity. That's what she's assigned to still. So she'll be working outside of the school day with kids that have interest in forming a senior high chorus. COVID kind of destroyed it, and we just...
Well, COVID's over. So
Right,
I didn't
right.
know if we could...
Yes,
somehow, or-
we are working to renew it.
Okay. I didn't know if it was still...
And I think middle school is key to
Right.
build your students who are going to move up through that program to eventually be high school
Well,
course.
with the move up and a half not to get there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, maybe I want to bring up something else. I brought this up in the past before. Students can't learn unless they're in school, right? And I've brought this up where, what kind of incentive programs can we offer to students to make them want to come to school? I brought this up in the past. Just want to bring it up again. Just that students got to be here. Some kind of incentive programs keep the students and want to come to school. Just something to bring up. That's all.
I think that's
I brought that up
partially
before.
part of our PBIS program as well. I know middle, maybe not so at high school, but elementary.
That wasn't in TSS that's getting put in this year. There's a behavior
Yeah.
component of it where you look at the data, not only behavior but attendance, and then you create incentives around that. But yeah.
Okay. So you are looking at
Yep.
this? Okay, good. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We have a technology report?
Travis is on vacation. I did pass out to all of you. I'm not going to read it to you, but he does have a report for you that you can read.
Maintenance supervisor, Frank.
Thank you, Mr. President. Last month I reported that we did accomplish the required fire alarm tests, and this month we've accomplished the backflow and fire sprinkler tests, and the only thing we have left is the annual inspection of the handheld fire extinguishers. This was the new company where we combined everything, all the fire things into one. Our third-party elevator inspector inspections were a little overdue, and in inquiring, I found out that the company had folded due to a death in the administration of the company. So I was secured, with the help of Schindler, a new company, and they will be out within a few weeks to get everything up to date. As work is continuing through the summer here, we have used rooms for offices. The ISS room and the new conference room 2 both have the HVAC VAV boxes, stands for variable air volume. It's just basically the stuff to make it heat and cool with the thermostat. That's all installed. The ceiling's in the new conference room 2, the carpet's down. There's some trim and baseboard remaining to be installed, and then we'll move the furniture back in. That room will be in place. Likewise, the temperature can be controlled in the ISS room now. We've did repaint and some cabinet repairs, J213. That room's ready for floor waxing and be ready for the new teacher moving in there. That'll be Mrs. Anderson's room now. The gym work has been high on our priority list due to the short time we had to deal with it. And as Mr. Warcraft stated earlier, we had a admin school employee painting party, so to speak. I got the privilege of doing the top stuff with the lift and the spray gun up top, and everybody brought all the bottom paint up with rollers. The end result is excellent. It was a really good effort put forth. We were able to, with the sprayer we purchased, paint the ceiling without having an outside contractor. I don't know what the numbers would be on that, but it's considerable savings, and it looks darn good. We still have a long way to go on the gym. We got moved out today. Part of the technology report was that RPC Video is in the process of tuning in the new PA system in the gym, and they ran us out today about 10 o'clock. So I don't know whether we'll be back in it first thing in the morning. I think they're done. But all we have left is the architectural trim and the wrap stuff. We're replacing the fire extinguisher boxes. They were pretty badly damaged over years of use. And that's the first thing on our agenda when we go back in tomorrow. We have a long list of projects. I gave it to you at the last board meeting, just a list of a dot line for what we were planning on doing. We're working through all the things, especially the gym, that we have to get done before school starts. All the waxing and cleaning goes on that we have staff here for, even when we're working on projects. And I'm a little short on people this summer. We have some of our key people take vacations, which they're allowed to take, but when I get a week without this man, and then next week I get a week without that man, you don't have a team. There's no gain on these things. It drags on. I still know that we'll make it for school. Everything will be cleaned and waxed. The gym will be able to be used. As soon as the floor is done, we're ready to move out of the space. Even if we're wrapping after the floor is done, that still can be done. All the dirty stuff that would have damaged the floor is finished. We have a lot of other projects. We have to get ready for football. There's a lot of things outside to do, but right now the focus is on the gym. We'll get that done, and then we'll move on to the next thing on the list. That pretty much concludes my report for today.
We mentioned the sprinkler system for the football field. You told me there was a part that was laid
Yes.
added or something. I believe it was a backflow preventer or something like that.
The backflow preventer became essential whenever the tie into the underground for the softball.
Is it coming in?
It has come in last week. The pipe for the that goes onto the softball field came in today. The project, everything is there for the project to commence once we have manpower to move out onto the field.
Anybody else? Thank you, Frank. Student representative. Committee reports, human resources. Mrs. Wojcik.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Sublist addendum, secretary custodian. Motion to approve the substitute list addendum as presented.
Motion on the floor, is there a second? Mr. Wade, any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Textbook listing 2023-24. Motion to approve the 2023-24 textbook listing as presented.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion? Mr. Wade, any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Master schedules 2023-24. Motion to approve the 2023-24 master schedules as presented.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Right. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
IU1 memorandum of understanding. Motion to approve the memorandum of understanding with the IU1 as presented.
Second.
Motion on the floor, second by Dr. Cross. Any discussion on this motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Health and Safety Plan 2023-24. Motion to approve the Health and Safety Plan for 2023-24 as presented.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Mr. May, any discussion?
I just want to tell you, this is required by the state, so we did take the language from the CDC website to put on there. Once it even is like more COVID related, it is something that's required. But we kept everything mostly the same as with recommendations as far as masks and that kind of sort of, something like this we're bringing out again. So just want to make you aware of that.
Thank you, Mr. Woodruff. Motion is second. Any more discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Grade 6 math position. Motion to offer the grade 6 math position to Taylor Ewart with salary set at step 2, bachelor's, and terms per the professional contract effective the 23-24 school year.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion? Mr. Gansey, any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
High school cross-country club constitution and bylaws. Motion to approve the constitution and bylaws of the high school cross-country club as presented.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion? Second. Mr. Pratt, any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Beacon Light purchase of service agreement. Motion to approve the purchase of service agreement with Beacon Light as presented.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion? Mrs. Wade, any discussion?
Can I just make comment, Ms. Wade, to make me aware, when my secretary made copies of this, you didn't get like pages 2 and then on there. I did forward them to Mrs. Wade. I looked through them. Again, I think it's a pretty standard agreement for a facility we use for some of our special ed children, if the need be. So just, I do apologize for that. Just want to make you aware.
Thank you for your due diligence, Mr. Wade. Got a motion and a second, is there any more discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Beacon Light Business Associate Agreement. Motion to approve the business associate agreement with Beacon Light as presented.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion? Mr. Coleman, any discussion on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Allegheny Intermediate Unit Services Agreement. Motion to approve the services agreement with Allegheny Intermediate Unit as presented.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Mr. May, any discussion on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Resignation, E. Stickles. Motion to accept the resignation letter received June 20th, 2023 from Aaron Stickles from the Autistic Classroom, 21st Century Site Supervisor, an extended school year teacher effective August 11th, 2023.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Mr. May, any discussion?
I'm sorry, to interrupt. Just another thought. This is an IU position, so it's not something that we personally fill as a school. They run our space in the autistic sport classroom. One understand that IU is planning to fill this position, so we have it in place for the beginning of the year. So just want to make you aware of that. Thank you.
Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
PCA increases. Motion to approve the increases as presented.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Mr. Pratt, any discussion on the motion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
That concludes my report, Mr. Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Wood. Budget and Finance, Mr. Collins.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Community eligibility provision. Motion to approve the participation in community eligibility provision district-wide for the school year 2023-24.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Before taking any discussion, I'd like to say, Mrs. Hallwood did a good job on this, appreciate
Want to
it.
explain that?
So this will make all meals, breakfast and lunch completely free for all students in every building. So the only reason you'll need anything in the accounts is if you want to purchase extra meal or some kind of snack to go along with your regular meal that's provided.
Yeah.
Good job.
Great.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you, Mr. Collins. Activities and athletics, Mr. Gansey.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. 1, field trips 23-24. Motion to approve the budget field trips for 23-24 as presented.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion? Mr. Pratt, any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried.
Number 2, field trips. Motion to approve the request for field trip items A and B below as presented. A, Helping House, Mylan Park, Aquatic Center, Morgantown, West Virginia, July 24th, 23. B, Helping House, Suburban Lanes, Morgantown, West Virginia, July 25th, 23.
The motion on the floor, is there a second to it?
Second.
Hey, Mrs. Wood, I'd just like to say that the Methodist Church has funded this, our local church in town, so kudos to them. Motion and second, any more discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Number 3, middle school football coaching position, booster funded. Motion to approve Joey Piper as an extra middle school football coach position funded by the boosters effective 2023-24 season.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Mr. May, any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Middle school softball coaching position, booster funded. Motion to approve Abby Macheski as an extra middle school softball coach position funded by the softball boosters effective 23-24 season.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Ms. Boyd, any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Number 5, varsity girls basketball assistant coaching position. Motion to offer the varsity girls basketball assistant coaching position to Blake Connor and terms per the professional contract for the 23-24 season.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Mr. Pratt, any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Number 6, varsity girls basketball assistant coach booster funded. Motion to approve Christian Murphy as an extra varsity girls basketball coach position funded by the basketball boosters effective 23-24 season.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Mr. May, any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried.
Number 7, coaches conduct policy. Make a motion to table the coaches conduct policy at this time.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Mr. Pratt, any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Number 8, assistant band director. Motion to approve Janine Hudak as assistant band director in terms per the professional contract effective the 23-24 school year.
Motion on the floor, is there a second to this motion?
Second.
Mrs. Boyd, any discussion?
I have a comment. I know Lincoln, Ms. Hathaway's opening the meeting, and she did that job for many, many years, very quietly and very well. I just want to thank her. I think it would Accepted a resignation, there was no comment. Say that, that's all. Great job.
Thank you. Motion and second. Any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
That concludes my
Thank you, Mr. Nancy. Transportation Building and Grounds, Mr. Ferry is on the phone. Mr. Pratt, can you do that, please?
Yes, sir. Number one, facilities. Motion to approve the request for facilities items A through G below as presented. A, King Cole Association cheerleading pump, football field restrooms, August 19, 2023. B, Carmichael's youth football field concession booth, restrooms, August 20th and 27th, September 23rd and 30th of 2023. C, Susan Zahler, Center of Performing Arts, musical, October 21st through 23rd, 2023. D, Fred Warcraft, youth basketball, any gym, afternoons, Tuesday and Thursday evenings, July 2023 through February 2024. E, Brian Cool, youth flag football and soccer, August through October, TBD. F, Michelle Reynolds, quarterback club pageant, parent meeting, high school cafeteria, July 27, 2023. G, Jamie Cool, youth cheerleading, any gym, high school cafeteria, July 14th through August 24th, 2023, every Monday and Thursday.
Motion on the floor is a second to this motion.
I'll
This
second.
motion. Any discussion? I have one question. The Carmichael Youth Football, are we making sure that all, like, Carmichael's kids playing in a game?
Yes, yeah, we're not gonna allow them to have their big scrimmages, or, so that's always communicated.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Number two.
Number two, authorization to rebid, motion to authorize the administrator to seek rebids for ceiling project.
Motion on the floor, is second to this motion.
Second.
Mr. May, any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you, Mr. May. Business manager, Ms. Sullivan.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. A, bills for payment. Motion to approve the bills for payment in the amount of $2,178,071.46 as presented.
I need a motion for that, please. Mr. Gorman, second. Nancy, any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Roll call. Sorry, Ron. Roll call, please.
Mr. Commons.
Yes.
Mr. Fair. Mr. Gansey.
yes.
Dr. Kraus.
Yes.
Mr. May.
Yes.
Mr. Pratt.
Yes.
Mrs. Wojtek.
Yes.
Mrs. Wade.
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes.
8 yeses, 1 abstention, motion carries. B, Secretary Treasurer Financial Reports. Motion to approve the Secretary, Treasurer, and other financial reports as presented.
Need a motion, please. Ms. Wade, any second one?
Second.
Ms. Wojtek, any discussion?
You also, in your packets, got the found audit report for the 21-22 school year. So if you have any questions, let me know, and we can reach out to Second Spec.
Did you have any questions on?
I think they're tired of my questions. Or I'm tired of trying to answer all of theirs too. I think it's a mutual understanding at this point.
Okay. Sorry I asked.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you, Ms. Sullivan. Federal program, Mr. Barrett.
Yes, Mr. Martin, just a piece of information for everyone. Consolidated application for our title funding, our federal funding was submitted prior to July 1, so we can begin our spending of federal funds. We're good to go with that. And one other informational piece, the school-wide plan for the elementary will be coming up with the next board meeting for approval in conjunction with that application. So just wanted to get that on that next approval.
He's being modest, actually. We got an increase in our title funding this year, so we can expand that a little bit. So He does all of our applications for the federal programs and grants, so.
Thank you. Legislative report, Mr. Quay.
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Other direction. Comprehensive plan, Mr. Collins.
Some of these I saw on the website. Mr. Walker, follow this.
Yeah, so I want to give you a brief synopsis of the comprehensive plan and how it's moving. We did have a meeting with community members. I have started the process of that, so you did get a paper tonight, looks like this. It has our goals on there. You can look through, but I just want to give you just a brief overview of that. You know, a lot of schools do a comprehensive plan and it kind of sits on a shelf and collects stuff. I hate to say that, but I do know that it's true of some places. We are truly going to live ours. And talking to our community members, one of the pieces was a community piece as far as giving back to our community and our little towns. I'll get into that in a second. We looked at our data as well. One of the pieces I think that we can increase some scores in our data is just simply writing. You know, writing takes care of a lot of things. Kids have to rationalize what they're going to say on paper and explain. So we're focusing our writing plan on not only including more writing throughout all subject areas, pre-K to 12, but also we're going to implement a plan as far as math writing. One piece of our scores I looked at are open-ended questions. Our scores were down, and I think if we could focus on writing, it helps us twofold. Makes kids better writers, makes them think about what they're doing and how they're going to solve problems, but we also give them a plan on how to explain what they're doing as well. So it's a win-win. It increases test scores, not only on the open-ended section, but the multiple choice questions as well, because you have a better understanding. And the overall thing, because I'm not a big test score person, but the overall thing is we're teaching kids how to write and express themselves in a way that'll make them better people as they graduate from. So we're going to focus part of our comp plan on writing. We're focusing part of our comp plan on curriculum. We're looking at our K-2 really hard on how we can build that foundation for kids. So that's a piece of that. A piece of that is the MTSS model that Mr. Berry had spoke about as well. We're always focused on careers. You know, that's in our model, in our branding campaign. So we are going to focus on expanding our careers. We're going to focus on internships, externships, and apprenticeships, and how we can get that started moving forward. And then the other piece, again, when we met with our community members, the big piece was how do we get in our communities and really change what's happening. I mean, we know that's the biggest piece. Our communities, you know, they're dissolving, and we're trying to help people to get a better education. Part of private education is actually getting into communities and showing them we care about not only our community members, but our kids as well. So we're looking at developing community liaisons. We're looking at outreach in a couple of different ways. One of the outreach is how do we reach our kids before they get to school? We have kids coming to school that don't know their alphabet, that don't know letters or letter sounds. So we're going to look at how we can get some outreach to really focus on 3-year-olds. We have a class of students that we can get out to our centers, fire departments, community centers, and then not only teach the kids some things, but also provide resources to them for the parents to take home so they can work with their kids so they're better prepared when they come to us. I think it will be a big piece. Another piece is our senior citizens, you know, they paid their dues as far as taxes when their children and grandchildren have gone through. I think we need to look at how we can make them feel better about what our schools are doing. So we're looking at ways that we can provide outreach to our senior citizens as well, whether it be, I think simply just starting in the senior, could be doing some cleanup days for them in the spring to get their yards ready. It's absolutely something we can do to get kids out. You know, in the fall to get their yards ready for winter. So I think there's some things we can do to help our senior citizens realize what they're getting out of our schools as well. So a big piece of that is not only the education of our kids, which is extremely important, but also giving back to our community and letting them see the value of having, you know, Carmichael's in their backyards. So I think that's important. So you can take a look at the plan. It goes through our goal statements. What we're trying to, it's by no means done yet. There's still a lot of work to be done for an October submit. But this is the start of our goal setting and our professional development that we're going to use with that. You can take a look at that at your will. If you have questions, feel free to call me or stop by or email me. Or whatever. And again, for the public, once this comp plan is done, it will be made public on our website so everyone can look at it. But again, we're going to live and breathe our comp plan because it's truly giving back to our kids. Thank you so much.
Anything else, Mr. Coleman? ECC and TC rep. Mr. May.
One of the cool things I think that is coming out, it'll be later coming out. Mr. Wagner, who's the culinary teacher, always has some creative ideas. And they've come up with the idea of getting a food truck that go out to different events. And it's not quite there yet. They've been soliciting donations for it. They said we were very close to that.
I think last I heard it's funded.
It's funded, okay, I knew we were close. And the idea is to have the automotive shop painted up, real nice to show that it's from the CPC and have different places weld things in there and do whatever they have to do. And it's not made to compete with football boosters who try to make money and stuff, but I think they're going to have it and take it to events like the Coal Show Parade or, so it's something to look forward to, and I thought it was a really great idea. It uses several of the shops like the CTC, so we're looking forward to that. So, and I don't think it's going to cost us anything either.
No.
So that's always a good thing.
Thank you.
Anyone else have anything?
We did add as well to the list that we talked about safety and security, so that is added to the agenda as well.
We do not have a meeting yet.
No, but it is added in there, so we could have safety and security added.
I'd like to thank everybody for attending, both in person and virtually. Thank students again in Ms. Hathaway. I'll now entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Move to second. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.